All right, hey, from my kitchen. So I wanted to show y'all something new that I was learning here recently about harvesting seeds. And so these particular tomatoes, they've actually been with me for like 2 seasons, 2 growing seasons now. And in fact, before that, they were growing even a couple years before that. The folks that we bought our greenhouse from and our aquaponic system from, they actually had this tomato plant. And so I took a cutting from it that year, and that was in the spring, and then came back, planted it. It was great. Ended up growing, harvested seeds from last year, got them in again. And this year we actually had two actually growing seasons with them. And so anyway, just wanted to show you all how I'm going to harvest these seeds and how I'm going to basically get them separated. I get a jar, just a clear jar like that. The tomatoes themselves, basically what you're going to do is you're going to cut, let's see, what did they say? They said go across. So and there's the top, there's the bottom of it. And so my understanding is you cut in the middle. That's the best way to open these tomatoes best to get the seed. And then we're simply, let me show you, see, okay. I'm simply gonna just push that right into here. And then what happens is over the next 4 or 5 days, 3 to 5 days, they say, we are going to let this essentially ferment. And when it does that, we're going to be able to separate the seed because it's going to mold the top. Okay, again, this is understanding. I've never done it this way before. I just happen to be able to grab seeds that are still left in the garden, and I sometimes just transplant them. But in this case, I really wanted to harvest the seed because I love that this particular tomato is so hardy here. Again, I've had multiple growing seasons, so we know it does well here. These were grown up in the mountains, in fact. That was kind of something interesting that these were grown there. And something else I found out this week was that plants, I guess you say like the DNA of plants, they end up adapting to their environment. And so, for example, if I'm planting these here in South Carolina, they are going to end up adapting to our climate. And so when I harvest these seeds and we keep doing that, if they end up being good, like tomatoes like we've had here, I'm just going to show you the inside of that. Really, they come right out. We'll be able to grow these year after year. And then, you know, as an heirloom, essentially, we have the ability to keep growing a really great variety with a really big harvest, right? So that's the goal, right? When you're growing stuff, you want to be able to have enough to harvest. And so recently, my husband and I started talking about, okay, what's next for herbs and fishes? And one of those things was, hey, let's apply for a license. Let's sell some of these great seeds because, you know, we want to do it right. But also, we've seen that there's some small farmers that are doing this. And we thought, what the heck? Let's give it a try. So something a little new for us, but I'm excited to share that this is the direction we're going with some of the new things for 2024. As December wraps up and 2023 wraps up, we're already thinking about the spring and what we're going to grow and what the plans are for what's next here and that kind of stuff. So excited to dream a little, excited to think a little bit about what's the future look like for this place here, and sharing things with you guys because like that's kind of part of the fun thing for me. I actually hate doing videos, but one thing that I do like is I like teaching people about things I learn. While I may not be interesting, the things I learn are. And so, anyway, I love being able to share. So if nothing else, this is a bit of a passion for me to be able to share with you like, hey, you can do this too, because I'm a nobody doing all kinds of fun things here. All right, we're going to keep on going here. These ones are so tiny, so tiny. But again, these ones are great. You walk past these, they have hundreds of these little tomatoes on them. And the cool thing is, I mean, I snack all day long on tomatoes. I mean, that can't be bad for you, right? It's gonna be pretty good. All right, so basically I'm gonna finish this up, but what's gonna happen here is now we'll leave this for the next 3 to 5 days. It's gonna create a mold that's gonna sit on top of the tomato area. Once that mold's created in the next 4 or 5 days, you skim that off, and I'll show you guys what we do as we move on. But hey, this is a good start to kind of show y'all what we're getting ready to do here. But yeah, we'll skim the mold off of that, And then we'll be able to rinse the seeds off with a little colander, a little small strainer. And then once we do that, we'll be able to dry out the seeds, put them in a closed container for another few months, and then hopefully put these in some seed packets and share out with some of our friends, you know, to try out this particular strain next year in their gardens. All right, here we go. Almost done. We're almost done. It's just I don't know how many come out of each little tomato, but I mean, I bet you 80, 50, 80. Oops. Yeah, I bet you there's maybe 100. I don't know. It's a tiny tomato, but it actually has some oomph to it. You see that? It's not like, you would think it's so much smaller, but it's almost like squeezing a full-size tomato or something. All right, good. All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna show you what this looks like here, so you can get a quick little view. All right, here we go. That's it. The basic. Oh, that was gross, right? We're not gonna use those, but. All right, so that's it. We're going to let this sit. Looks like there's enough liquid. That's what one of the websites said, was make sure there's enough liquid in here to basically have an area where the seeds that are viable fall, and the ones, the mold that will happen on top, so we'll be able to scrape that off. Also, said to use a jar like this because there's a smell that comes with this after 4 or 5 days, and it sounds like it's quite putrid. So they said a taller jar like this will actually help with keep the smell enclosed in there. So I'm going to just basically put a paper towel over this, or maybe some cheesecloth, I think. And then I'm going to set it on my counter, let it sit there for a number of days, and then we'll see what happens. I will keep you guys posted on how this ends up turning out. Thanks for watching. Oh, don't forget, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our page. Thanks again.